I'm Nancy Sidell, and I'm first. I'm a first-generation college student, but if I'm going to be really honest, I'll tell you that I'm also a first-generation high school graduate. And if I'm going to be really painfully honest, I'm going to tell you that I'm a first-generation grade school graduate. My dad did not finish the 4th grade. He was pulled out to help on the family dairy farm. It wasn't because he didn't value education, it wasn't that he wasn't intelligent, it was just that the times were, in that culture, boys were needed to work on the farm, and that's what he did. I remember being asked when I was just really small, what are you going to be when you grow up? Like kids are always asked. And I would say, I'm going to college. And people would laugh. It's like, but yeah, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I just knew that I was going to college because that's all I heard about. I came home after my first semester was over and decided I really wasn't going back. And I got a letter in the mail, and it was from the university where I went. It was from their foundation. But I opened the letter, and it was a letter offering me a scholarship. I had done pretty well my first semester academically, and these people that I didn't know were offering me money, and nobody had ever done that before. My parents didn't have much. I had to figure out how to get through school on my own. Nobody had ever given me anything like that. When I went to college trying to figure out what I really wanted to do with myself, I knew that I didn't want to be a teacher. I thought I would never be able to, never say never. I thought I would never teach, but I thought about social work as a way to helping people and really reaching out to older folks who I felt really comfortable around. I went to social work, went to the social work major, and my first job was working in a nursing home, actually in my hometown, and I just really fell in love with the ability to help people. And it wasn't until much later that I came into teaching because I was a social work program director in a large teaching hospital. So the program director said, we've had some staffing problems, we know that there's issues, until we get them straightened out, could you come and teach just once for a semester? And I said, no, I'm not a teacher, I'm a social worker. But then I decided I was being part of the problem if I wasn't going to be helping, and so I called her back and said, I'll do this one time only. And then that turned into several times, and I found that I was really enjoying that more than I was enjoying the full-time job, and that's when I decided I was going to go back and get my PhD in social work so that I could teach full-time. My PhD is from Ohio State University, and I did some teaching for them while I was there, and I decided that while it was a good program and a good experience, it was too large. What I really was looking for once I completed my PhD was headed someplace where I knew my students knew me, where we had good working relationships. So I was looking for something small, and one of the positions I interviewed for was here, and we just really fell in love with the area and fell in love with the connections that I felt pretty immediately with people who were here.